international football's finished now, and finally, FPL is back.
Arsenal are absolutely flying at the minute, but this particular game is it's always a fun one to watch. I find of all the derbies that you get to watch, I think this is one of the most entertaining ones.
The way you're just falling down the ranks in the table, it's enjoyable to see. I like to see pain on your face, the misery. Ooh, yeah.
With regards to like FPL and looking at the teams at the top of the table, I don't think they're going to have that much of an impact. I don't know what you think.
We may get the team that is bought come to fruition. So,
come to what?
Fruition.
Fruition?
Yeah. That's how I say it, bro. That's how I like it.
Hi, I'm Jermaine Jenas.
And I'm Jermaine Pennant.
And this is episode 15 of Wildcards, the podcast where we talk everything to do with fantasy football and obviously those key topics that's going on in the Premier League week in, week out. And on this occasion, we're going to have a little chat about the international break as well, because some big stories, some like crazy stories, but England obviously qualified a long time ago, looking absolutely solid. But you had a little look at Scotland, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And do you know what? A lot of people say they don't care and they don't want Scotland to go through because they're like our enemies. But I was glad to see them go through. And in the manner that they did as well. You know, I think in my time, that's three of the magnitude of the game, how big it was. It was literally, you know, win or go home. That's how it was. And the fact that they won and the goals that they scored, the magnitude of the game, that was probably the three of the best goals I think I've ever saw Scotland score in that game. There was world class, all three of them. Tierney's finish.
Yeah, sometimes it's just meant to be.
Yeah. You know, 82 minutes, it's 2-2. All Denmark need is a draw. And the fans must be sitting there thinking, oh, you know, we came so close. And to win it in the manner they did, unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. I have to say, like, because whenever I've watched like Hampden Park, probably because the Scotland team haven't been great over a period of years, that you very rarely see it get to come to life in their international games. Do you know what I mean? So it's always quite like a down type atmosphere. The best like I've seen it is, I suppose, when England went up there, I think it was a couple of years ago. And, you know, start of the game, it was quite raucous or whatever. But then England, you know, battered them and it kind of went downhill. But the end of that game was just, it was mad. That place was bouncing. Isn't it weird though that like, I've always thought this, like, I think for as long as I can remember, if Wales make it to a major tournament, Ireland make it, Northern Ireland, Scotland, I've never had a bad feeling towards it. I've always been like, yes, another one of the home nations is going to a major tournament, but it just doesn't work the other way around.
Do you know what it is? Everybody hates England. just the way it is. Doesn't matter where you go, everyone just hates the English.
This is
because of our history and what we did back in the day. We're not accountable, guys. Hey, it's our ancestors. I've got a big shout as well. We've got Republic of Ireland coming back last minute, last kick of the game as well. For them to, I think now that puts them in the playoffs and a big chance to qualify as well. So it'll be good to see, Ireland and all the British teams to try and get through. It'll be good for the tournament as well. Especially if we come up against them. It gets feisty.
Yeah, absolutely. On Scotland, what about Scott McTominay, mate? This guy, he's been over to Napoli, he's clapped 2 pizzas, some pasta, couple glasses of rosé and a fag. And he is just a new guy.
He's left Man United and he's turned into Diego Maradona. He's got the Napoli effect.
It's like the overhead kicks, like even the walk on him, like the confidence shift is mad.
Yeah.
He's really turning up for Scotland, mate. So
it's really good to see that. We're seeing a lot of players leave United and going on to do big things. I'm not just saying it's a coincidence, but you got Rashford lining up at Barcelona, McTominay doing things at Napoli. You got Anthony, who's probably one of the worst signings Man United ever. Is it Betis scoring goals, assisting left, right, and centre? The Man United curse. You got Haaland, who couldn't score for anything, is now banging in goals in Italy.
All changing.
Yeah, apart from Jadon Sancho, bless him. Anyway,
it's not going to work for him.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. But, international football's finished now. And finally, FPL is back. Can't wait. Can't wait to put you in the pipe again.
I just don't have the same feeling. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have not. I've enjoyed the international break. I've enjoyed the stress of not having to deal with the picking of my team and them letting me down on a weekly basis. I've enjoyed all of that. And now I'm back in the sewers deciding what am I going to do tomorrow is basically what I'm doing right now. Yeah,
I feel for you. I do feel for you. But before we touch on that, I need to say one thing on international football.
What?
Harry Kane.
Wait a minute. Where are you going with this?
Whoa.
Where are you going with this? Be careful.
The guy scored 8 in 8. He can't stop scoring. When's the slander around him? When's it going to stop?
What?
When's it going to stop? He needs his flowers.
You're the one
Harry
who
Kane
gives
needs
the
his
slander.
flowers.
You're the one who gives the slander, mate.
No,
so what? You tell me.
I said I've always rated Harry Kane. He's a bad man.
You said Alexander Isak is a better player or better striker than Harry Kane.
I didn't say he's a bad player. I said maybe possibly next season when Harry Kane is slowing down, but he's not slowing down. So he's proving me wrong.
Oh, so you just want to do some deflecting for 2 minutes? Is that what you're doing here?
Yeah, I'm going to get my Captain America shield out. Bing, bing. Just deflect off all the negativity. And I'm going to say, yeah, Harry Kane is the man at the minute. He's the man in form. He's the man in Europe.
He's been the man for a while. He just don't get the love. Trust me on that. All right? He's been the man for a long time.
People, show Harry Kane love. Harry Kane, we love you. Well done, bro.
I can't wait to show the lads this clip.
You deserve your flowers. You deserve your flowers, Harry Kane. Yeah, here you go. Here's mine for you.
You always got props. Always something going on.
I'm the prop man.
The link between international break and FPL. Big blow for Arsenal for the North London derby this weekend. Gabriel getting injured. Big blow for FPL players. Gabriel collects some points from those set pieces. So, have you got him in your team?
No. Thank God. I haven't got him. I've got Yari Timber. So so with me, I think me and you are safe. You haven't got him either.
I'm far from safe. What? So last time we had a chat, you had a thought in your mind around what you're going to be doing going forward with your team. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that still something at the forefront of your mind to go and play a 5 at the back?
It's either a 5 at the back or 5 in midfield. I'm definitely going to start weighing to the side of playing only 2 up top, because banking on 3 strikers to constantly score, is tough. And you can afford to, like I said, your midfielders get DEFCON. If they get the tackles in, if they put a shift in, if they get bonus points, just alone on that is 5 points. Your strikers are not getting that. They're only getting assist or a goal. So I'm going to start swaying to maybe 2 up top max.
I'll tell you something that surprised me that I read this morning, all right, around FPL. So we always have a look at like the top transferred in, top transferred out type situation. The top transferred outs in order. Kudus, obviously, he's been injured, but I expect him to be back for the North London derby. Voltemade, obviously, he got dragged against West Ham, and then, I don't think it's one of them with him at the minute. I think he could play, couldn't play. I kind of understand that. Gabriel, I understand because of the injury. I think Gyökeres has got an injury as well, hasn't he? Semenyo. That's a big one that's getting transferred out when they've got West Ham at home, I think.
Yeah, I think what it is, there is an injury mark around his name.
Yeah, I saw that.
But again, we don't know the full extent of that. And I think in the last couple of games, he's only came back. I think in one game he got 0 because he got, 4 goals past him plus a yellow card. And before that, 2 points, 3 points. So he's not He's halted. But what the risk is taking him out. He's expensive, and all of a sudden you miss that when he starts firing 2 game weeks, and then you're too late.
Especially after an international break. It just doesn't feel like... I mean, what's he at? 75% chance of playing?
Yes.
They usually play, don't they, with that?
More times than not. So it's a risk. Yeah, that one is one where you think, because it's all... I think if you've got him and he's an injury risk, then you just put him to your bench.
Yeah, gotcha.
Getting him out is risky.
I agree. So the top transferred in are Mbwemo, Thiago, Mateta, Doku. Popped off against you lot, I know that much.
Yeah.
Right, and Rice.
Well, I've got Rice. Doku, it's a good one, but again, I think it was just that game where he showed up at Liverpool and he was messy. I don't see him putting in those numbers week in, week out. Because that's been a massive question around Doku he's got everything a player needs in that position, but his end product, he doesn't score enough goals, he doesn't assist enough goals. So, but, is this a turning point for him?
Well, they got Newcastle away at the weekend.
Which is tough. It's a tough place to go.
It's not an easy place to go and get anything, is it? So I think I'll probably stay clear of sticking him in this week personally. I with my team, I mean, like got Timber, Senesi and Van de Ven at the back. And then I definitely need to go to a 4 as a minimum at the back. And in that midfield area, I mean, even Eza is not massively popped off.
No.
So, but then I've got Sarr, who's at home against Crystal Palace, who's at home against Wolves or Wolves away, I think they've got. So, do I take him out? Caicedo, I've got in there, and then Semenyo. So, yeah, you know what? If I'm honest with you, the only thing I'm looking at is one of the forwards. I'm potentially going to bring in Mateta.
Oh, God.
What, have you got Mateta?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, there's no point in me doing that then.
There's no point because then literally we'll have exactly the same squad. We'll have exactly the same squad.
No, yeah, I didn't know you had him. I didn't know you had him. So, yeah, I'll stay clear of Mateta and I'll do something else. But that front 3 I've got of Harland, Baltamade and João Pedro, because the João Pedro one's already scaring me, for example, because he'd have been with Brazil, wouldn't he? And the last time Chelsea came back from international break, he put out some mad team against Forest. There was no Enzo, no Caicedo. He played the boy that they got back from Sunderland up front. It was a little bit everywhere. So yeah, I've got some thinking to do, but it might actually just be a week I don't touch it. Might be one of them.
Well, I made a transfer
already.
Literally. I made it last week. I made it after the Liverpool game when they got pumped 3-0. Wow. I took out Virgil.
Oh, yeah.
After that game, I was like, no, I'm done. So I took out Virgil on Sunday evening, knowing that there's a full international week, but I couldn't take it anymore. The pain that the Liverpool are giving me, he's giving me. I took him out and I put a Man City defender in. But my forward line with Harland and Mateta, I've took out Pedro because they're playing Burnley away. It's going to be difficult. I don't see goals going in at Turf Moor. Good team, Burnley.
Ever since that Liverpool game against Burnley, you have been scarred.
I have, mate. What I saw, it hurt my eyes.
I tried to tell you about it.
My eyes were bleeding.
Do you remember the conversation we had? And you were like, "Oh, but that's the Championship. They're not going to do that in the Premier League." And I was like, "Mate, just watch."
At home, yeah, but away from home, they leak goals. That's for sure. But at home, they are sturdy. It's hard to break them down. So João Pedro's coming out, and I'm having 2 up top.
It's a bit mad though that you're turning your back on Liverpool completely.
I'm not turning my back on him completely. I'm just thinking, I'm waiting, for favourable fixtures to come up where I'm going to start putting in some. I will change out Pedro for Ekiteke for some games coming up. They've got West Ham, then they've got Leeds, they'll have Sunderland, and so he will be coming in to my team.
Do I have tears here because I'm the only one that's really had Ekiteke between me and you? Do I have tears and be like, "Oh, you pick my players, you copy me"? Like, do I cry in?
My friend, do you have Ekiteke right now?
No, I took him out.
Well, then put a sock in it because it doesn't. If you've not got him in your team right now, I can have whoever I want in my team.
All right,
because
cool.
it doesn't. It's negative.
All right, perfect, no problem.
You missed the boat. You missed the boat with him, and I'm going to jump on the boat.
I wouldn't say I missed the boat. I just, he's not really. I had to take him out last week against Liverpool because it was the Harland Ekiteke thing. I just didn't fancy Liverpool one bit, so he had to come out. But that wasn't to say I wasn't going to bring him back in. But now you've boxed off Mateta. I can't have Mateta. You boxed off Ekiteke. Like, is there any more you want to box off and say they're mine? You can't touch them.
Yeah, I might even go Thiago at some point from
That's what
Brentford.
I'm saying. It's getting ridiculous. Can't take them all.
Yeah, no, you can have 3, unfortunately.
So, what chips have you got left, Pen?
I've got my bench boost left. I've got my triple captain, and I've got.
You have not got your. You haven't got wildcard, have you?
No, I use that in game week 3.
So bench boost, triple captain. That's all you got left.
And yes, is that? Oh, yeah, that's all that's left.
Okay.
So I've got my plan for my triple captain. I know I'm going to use him. I don't want to tell people now because I know you've still got yours, and I don't want you to maybe
follow it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I still need to do a little bit of research into that particular time I'm going to do that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think I'm quite happy for you to keep that to yourself.
Yeah, bench boost, I'm going to wait until my bench is actually all playable.
Yeah. Well, if you're waiting to do that, I probably should just go early and capitalize on that.
You should.
But yeah, last week I had a bit of a, how my bench has been on fire. Like last week it was like 0, 1, 1, 0. And it was like, oof, don't need that. So yeah, I won't be doing bench boost anytime soon, put it that way. But it's definitely something I'm going to have a look at. So, you know what? We was doing this now, kind of like talking about the players that we should look to be bringing in, like the risk taker, the captain's pick, players to avoid. You mentioned a couple there. We've been testing this kind of like new format in the show in terms of like giving people a little bit of information with regards to who they should be looking to bring in. There's got to be some more rogue captain choices out there as well, like especially for people like me. Because when you start chasing, you got to take a couple of risks here and there. I tried it in the last game week. Then I was Pedro, didn't quite pay off. Got me more points than Harland because he missed the penalty, but it still didn't quite pay off. Yeah, and then obviously players that people should be looking to avoid, I think we should be talking about as well. And that can be just, I think with the players to avoid, it feels to me a bit more like a collective. It feels like, what you said about Van Dijk, for example? Like you're doing that because you're just not happy with Liverpool at the minute.
Yeah, totally. And I think they're not keeping a clean sheet. Most and more importantly, so I know he's a good defender and costs a lot. So I think at the moment, until they find their rhythm, then I would say Liverpool defenders you might want to avoid, even though they're one of the top 4 teams in the league. But they'll win games more the time than not, but not at the minute. But you want to avoid players like that for sure. You need to start looking at lower team defenders now. Sunderland, Dan Ballard, he's picking up points. And they're going to, sometimes they'll come under a lot of pressure in games. And there's going to easily, clearances, headers, tackles, is easily going to, minimum, just on DEFCON, get you 2 points. If he's getting the DEFCON points, he's then going to get extra bonus points. So there's 4 points probably automatically. Potentially get. And that's not even banking on a clean sheet and he plays 90 minutes for 2. So I think people need to start thinking about the lesser teams and not worrying too much about clean sheets.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I definitely think that's fair. I think Ballard, those types of players are good shout. It's been good for me, but I've always had him on the bench. Is that Esteve at Burnley? He's been solid. So I just never put him in the team. Because I was thinking, are they going to get a clean sheet? But he's obviously doing something that's collecting a lot of points. I think he's another one that I'd look at. Very cheap. He's going to be playing week in, week out. A lot of blocks, a lot of tackles. Burnley play a certain way, especially when they're at home. So he's someone to have a look at. And the other thing is the captain's pick. This week alone, I'm looking at it and going, right, Man City have got to go to Newcastle. I just don't know if I can captain Harland in that game.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one because the guy's on flames.
Flames, I know, but
He's on
I need an edge. I need an edge.
And if it was away, I would say 100% because Newcastle just seem to be a bit vulnerable away from home at the moment. Their away form is not great. Home form, difficult place. But are they going to keep a clean? Are they going to keep a clean sheet against Man City? Because Man City seem like they're coming in a little bit of form now and started to really click into gear. It's a risk. It's a massive risk. I think if you captain someone else from Harland, you get a massive differential. If Harland doesn't pop off, Harland doesn't score,
that's what
you've
I'm saying.
got a different captain. You're in for it. You could potentially get big haul of points here.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's worth looking at. And then obviously the last coming, and Mbwemo's another one at Everton that you could look at.
Yeah, but again, Everton, they can be horrible, they can be tough, or they can make it entertaining.
It's at Old Trafford.
Oof, well then, yeah, I like it. It's a nice fixture. It's a nice fixture.
It is a nice fixture. It is indeed.
But I'd rather an easier fixture than to throw in Mbwemo.
Is there anything else in FPL you've been looking at and thinking, right, I need to talk about this, or I need to get it off my chest, or I need to think about doing this?
I think we've really touched on it. I think it's just, it's not about having the best players in your team now. It's not. Like, if you look at our team, it's fantastic. Harland, Mateta, Rice, Eze, probably got the best midfielders and the best defenders in each team. But for some reason, that's not how it's working at the moment. And I'm going to start, changing in my style. I'm going to start changing. I think that's the only way to go because I'm seeing other people's team. And I'm thinking, where are you going with this? But it's working for them.
I hear you on that. Well, wish me luck this week, will you, mate? Because I need something.
I wish you luck, and I'm looking forward for us to start getting back into some of our forfeits, which, you've been cut some slack.
I beat you, you beat me, but because you was away and we just kind of went, right, we'll call that one flat.
That's fair. That's fair.
We said we'll call that one flat and we start again for this week. Simple as that.
Absolutely. So we've also got AFCON coming up shortly, I think in Gameweek 16 and onwards. Have you got any AFCON players?
Don't think so. You know what? It just doesn't seem as prominent. I mean, I'm looking at my team. I'm not really seeing anyone in there really that I've got to worry about. Sarr?
Semenyo?
Yeah, Sarr and Semenyo at the minute are the only two that I'm looking at and going, I've got might have to do some stuff, but they're not probably going to be in there for long anyway. So by the time
disrespect to Ghana, the disrespect.
No, I meant in terms of by the time AFCON comes along, I reckon I won't have both of them. I'll have one of them. And I can just put them on the bench and just keep them there. But no, it's weird this year. I think the big thing with AFCON over the years, when you used to look at it, it was like, oh my God, Liverpool are losing Mo Salah. There were some bigger players I felt in teams that were hugely influential. Mane going, losing Salah and Mane for Liverpool. Madness. Do you know what I mean? We haven't really got that type of situation anymore. So, with regards to FPL and looking at the teams at the top of the table, I don't think they're going to have that much of an impact. I don't know what you think.
I kind of agree. I think, the days of Mane and Salah and all the top African players, I think, if we lose Salah now, see, this sounds bad. I'm not saying it could be a blessing. No, what I'm saying, it may force Slot's hand now to change the formation, which I've been wanting to see.
You want the three at the back, don't you?
Three at the back, yes, because Frimpong, that's where he was at Leverkusen. He was a wing back. He's not an out and out right back. He's more going forward minded. Same as Kirkes. He likes to get forward. So I think if they've got the freedom to do that, and you're not as needed as much defensively as a wing back, get in that position, but you've got cover. You've got 3 defenders who one can come out and be your right back, vice versa. So hopefully we can see that formation if Salah goes, and we may get the team that is bought come to fruition. So
Come to what?
fruition.
Fruition.
Yeah. That's how I say it, bro. That's how I like it. And we see Florian Wirtz. Maybe Wirtz may get a nice little slot. So I think Salah going.
Yeah.
It could open the door for a formation change that I think is really needed to get the best out of the players that he's got.
Yeah, I'd like to see that come to fruition as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice if that came to fruition.
No, bro, fruition, bro. Fruity is fruity.
You're too much. Oh my God. Well, I think that's enough on the FPL stuff. I think I need to go away, have a little word with myself. And I think I have to say, like, the one thing I've taken from what you're saying that I'm hoping a lot of our listeners will look at as well, because I've been talking to a lot of people around their FPL and stuff like that. And I think one of the things they are missing is that, you know, some of the lesser team defenders in particular, or some of the lesser team midfielders for DEFCON need to start taking note of that. And I said to you, like, a big part of my process over the next couple of weeks is just changing that midfield to think more defensively rather than goals and assists.
Yeah, totally agree. Like players like Michael Keane for Everton, getting points. I keep seeing getting points and it's annoying me.
Yeah, they're collecting.
You know, so yeah, 100%.
Well, as always, thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. So wherever you go and listen to your podcasts, please go and follow us, download and subscribe to the Wildcards pod. We really appreciate it. Also go and follow us on all the socials. It's Wildcards pod on social media. DM us all your thoughts about the show, things you want to hear, things you're sick of hearing, any questions where you're struggling with your team. If you can, keep joining our league as well. We're slowly creeping up. We're now over the 150 mark. The closer we get to 200, the quicker I get back to mid-table. So that would be great. And yeah, there is going to be weekly prizes week in, week out for the highest point scorer for that week, which are very much a surprise when it comes to those gifts. But keep following, keep liking, keep subscribing, and yeah, keep joining us on this journey. Thank you. Big game this weekend.
Humongous.
Sunday. It's a monster. North London derby. First one of the season. It's I mean, Arsenal are absolutely flying at the minute, but this particular game is it's always a fun one to watch, I find. Of all the derbies that you get to watch, I think this is one of the most entertaining ones.
Yes, it is. And how ironic that we've got an ex-Arsenal and an ex-Spurs.
We have indeed.
And we're going to do, I think we should do our combined 11 of current fit players.
Okay.
And yeah, let's see if we agree or we disagree. But yeah, going to your point, it can be entertaining. And it has been entertaining over since I've been kind of watching it. And there's always goals for some reason, always goals. And
yeah, it's wide open.
Yeah, but are we going to, the way Arsenal are now, you know, they had 8 clean sheets in a row and obviously conceded 2 against Sunderland. Are we going to see goals now, or is it going to be still? I think everything goes out the window. Form, all of that in these kind of derbies, it all goes out the window, and it's who's on it on the day.
Yeah, agreed. How do you see it going score-wise?
Look, the thing is, Spurs away from home are very good. Their away record is better than their home. But it's at Emirates, like I said, Arsenal are flying. I see an Arsenal win, and that's not me being biased. I see an Arsenal win. You want to give you a score?
It's hard not to.
Probably 3-1.
Wow.
3-1 to Arsenal.
You know what it is? Spurs have not won at the Emirates in the league since I was there. That's insane. And I'm like, how long can that continue? Like this team, great result away at City. Like they can go to places and just dig out some results when they're away from home for some reason. At home, they've been shocking now for, nearly 18 months, but away from home, it's like they just know their jobs better. And yeah, I don't think they'll get a win. Could they nick a draw? I think they could nick a draw.
So what's your scoreline?
I'm going for 1-1.
Okay. I'm going, yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be a different type of derby. I don't think, when you look at the pitch, where's all the goals coming from? For both teams, really. I mean, you've got Saka, obviously, for Arsenal, is going to bag. Eza's got that capability as well, as he's shown midweek for England. For Spurs, their front line, you don't know what's going to happen. You ain't got a clue who's going to turn up. If Kudus is fit, then that changes the dynamic a little bit. I don't think I see loads of goals in this game. And if someone will win it, it will be Arsenal. But I'm just trying to work out if I can get Spurs to nick a draw. So I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay. No, I don't see a draw. If you're an Arsenal fan, I think you're going into this very, very confident.
Yeah. No, I can't disagree with that.
But again,
should we do this combine 11?
Yeah, do you know what? Let's do the combine 11, but forget about the injuries, just the teams are the eye now, right? Let's do combined 11. I think it's fair to say that we're going to have Raya in goal.
Agreed.
Can you agree on that one? Okay. So
yes.
We can agree on something. Let's go to right back. I'm going to say Timber.
All day long.
All day long?
All day long.
Let's just go quickly. Let's go 2 centre backs. I'm going Saliba and Gabriel.
I'm going to chuck one in here. I'll go Saliba and Van de Ven.
Bro, this is going to be a debate. This is going to be a good talking point. You could be clipped.
A talking point.
You could be
Look,
clipped.
I think Gabriel, from an aerial point of view, is the guy. I think Mickey's better on the ball. He's quicker. But, when I look at that partner, I look at it and I kind of go, right, who would I rather have at centre half with Saliba? And I think a Saliba Van de Ven partnership would be mad. But obviously, it's hard to separate these two centre halves because they're the best in the league.
They've kept 8 clean sheets, bro. How can you take that apart? You've got to say they're the best pairing at the moment.
But that's it's a defensive, what's it called? Like performance. It's not just Gabriel. I'm saying that I think Van de Ven's a better player than Gabriel.
All right. Well, look, we can. I disagree. I would say Saliba and Gabriel would be there, and that's not being biased, and that is not biased.
No, I know.
I'm giving you straight down the line. I think I'm trying to be honest.
It's the flip of a coin. It's a flip of a coin.
Right, that's fair to say. Flip of a coin, Van de Ven or Gabriel. That's fair.
Yeah, I just, if I'm honest, I'm not seeing many Spurs players getting in this 11, and I need to get one in. So
I think this may be the only one you're getting. You know that, right?
Well, then let me get him in. Then can you just let me put him in, please?
All right, just for the sake of you putting a Spurs in, we'll put Van de Ven. All right?
You're right.
Left
cool.
back.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Calafiori rather than Jed Spence.
Yeah, can't argue with that at left back.
All right, let's go defensive midfield. Let's put in Zubamendi over Papa Sarr or wherever you may put there.
Ooh, you going Zubamendi over what? Paulinho?
Absolutely.
He's a good player, Zubamendi. Just trying to think.
Better goal threat, assist he can create.
Yeah.
Zubamendi.
Think about it. I'm really struggling here.
There's not an argument.
All right. Yeah, I'll go with you on that
then
one.
Let's go further up. Let's go in the 8th spot. Declan Rice. You're not putting Bergvall.
No.
You're not putting Xavi.
No. Or Maddison.
Or Rice.
Or Kulusevski. No.
Let's go. We'll read that one, okay? Number 10 spot. You've either got Odegaard or Eze.
Yeah, take either. No, nothing's beating that.
Okay, let's go on the flank on the right. You've got Saka. You're going to put Kudos there over Saka? No.
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's not a gone clear one.
It's not a million miles away, but the end product from Saka outweighs Kudos.
Agreed.
Then we're going to go good position. This could be a talking point. Lax. Striker. Richarlison, Solanke, or Havertz and Gyökeres. Who are you putting up there?
What?
Boy!
I'll tell you what, yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I think he's the most natural goal scorer out of them all.
He's got like 8 goals only, about 4 years.
Yeah, but Gyökeres scored 900 goals in like some mad league.
He's not even been there a season yet. He's all halfway to Solanke's tally.
Yeah, Hugo and Gyökeres, after you've been calling him Racket Ralph all season long.
Yeah, but I'm comparing him to the strikers that Spurs have got. Richarlison. Richarlison should be in the zoo.
Richarlison's not in the conversation.
Well, there you go.
He's not in the conversation, so forget about Richarlison.
You've got one striker, which is Solanke.
Kolo Muani?
I've not even seen him yet.
Kolo Muani?
No, I mean, you're clutching at straws here. Kai Havertz is better than Solanke.
Who is?
Kai Havertz.
I don't think you can chuck Kai Havertz in there as a striker personally. Right. But so this conversation is between Gyökeres and
Solanke.
Yeah, I think that's the conversation. And I think both fire and fit, I personally would choose Solanke. Listen, right? It's not that clear that it's Gyökeres. So you have to allow this one in.
Oh my God. I disagree. You can up it, but I disagree. I'm going with Solanke. I'm going with Gyökeres. I disagree with you.
Okay, but as a collective, like, he's going in.
On your shout, not mine. On your shout.
Yeah.
So you can take the abuse coming your way. I'm saying Gyökeres. You can have Solanke.
What, do you think Gyökeres is backed that much by people?
I just think he'd probably offer you a little bit more than Solanke. One, he's going to stay fit. Two, the hold-up play is a joke. Strength. And
Solanke's hold-up play is top level, trust me.
Okay.
He hasn't got as much pace as Gyökeres. I think when it comes to finishing, I don't see much between them, personally.
Okay, let's move on.
We're going to go to Solanke.
Let's move on. Let's go on the left-hand side. We've got either Martinelli, Trossard, Madueke can play out there. Who can compete for them.
Yeah, we got Odebear who plays on the left.
Let's just say Trossard.
Simmons goes on the left.
No.
Who else can play out there? Yeah, Charlison plays out there sometimes. I think Moani might have played out there a couple of times. Yeah, I don't think we're going to beat anything with regards to Trossard or Martinelli. I think Martinelli's probably the best out of the three now.
Okay, and do you know what? Let's make this fun. So we've done the 11, all right?
Yeah.
There's one subjective, but 2 Spurs players out of 11, right? Let's go to the bench. Let's just see in the squad how many Spurs players actually get in the squad. So 5 players. We're going to go old school. We're going to go 5. So let's say Odegaard starts. Eze's on the bench. Is anyone taking Eze's spot?
No.
Kai Havertz goes on the bench. Is anyone taking his spot?
Depends where he's playing.
He's playing 9, a hybrid, the way he plays.
It's a tricky one, that. I've never been a massive Kai Havertz fan, personally.
Okay, let's just...
So it's not as easy for me to chuck Kai Havertz in there over, like, Maddison or Kulusevski.
All right. So we've got Madueke and Trossard, 2 spots. Both play on the left, one play on the right. Are you anyone taking their spot on the bench?
Madueke or Trossard?
Yeah. Or both of them.
What are they up against? You're giving me no options here.
What plays in their position?
I personally, out of the 5 players that are going on the bench, for me, either Maddison or Kulusevski has to be a part of that bench.
Well, no, because Edison, if Eze plays, that means Odegaard doesn't play. Maddison's not better than Eze or Odegaard.
You've not named any level of structure that has to go on this bench. 5 strikers could go on the bench. 5 defenders could go on the bench.
I'm putting a player who's the replica of their player. So if I put on an Odegaard...
I'll tell you what. You just pick your 5 players and I'll just see if I can find one, because that's where we're going here. So you just pick your 5 players that go on the bench.
Eze, Trossard, Madueke, then there will be Mascara and Luis Skelly. No, Havertz. There's 8, so that should be 5.
And Havertz, yeah? Mascara and Havertz is probably where I'm trying to get in. Mascara can play, by the way. I might try and sneak Jed Spence in there over Mascara, just as try and do something.
It's pure sneaky. So that's the moral of this story is Arsenal's full squad from the bench to the starting team is a lot better than Spurs.
Well, then they should win the game comfortably.
So out of our team, you only get 1.5 players in.
Did you say our team?
Out of that whole team.
Oh, okay,
Out of the whole team, there's only 1.5 Spurs players that get into Arsenal's.
Can you explain the half, please?
You think Solanke, I think otherwise.
Why are you being a twat?
All right, I'll give it you. You can have it.
What's going on? You're not even an Arsenal fan. Like, you're really deep in it.
No, I'm just, it doesn't matter what fan I am. It could be Manchester City, Man United. I'm just saying. It's on
right.
Ability.
So just to be clear and a clean one, Raya, Timber, Raya, Timber, Saliba, Van der Ven, and Calafiori. Then you've gone Zubimendi, Rice, Ødegaard, did we say?
Eze or Ødegaard. Either one of them.
All right. And then it's Saka, Solanke, and Martinelli.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can't argue with it. I can't argue with that. Look, Spurs' best players, when I look at them now, you've got, I love Bergvall. I think Bentancur is a good footballer. I think, the Bentancur Zubimendi one's close for me, if I'm honest with you. I think Bentancur could have quite easily snuck in there over Zubimendi. But then you've got, Maddison, Kulusevski, Simmons, Kolomuani, Romero. Like, I don't think any of them really, are banging down the door to get in that team, to be honest with you. So it's hard to get anyone in as much as I want to.
Yeah. So it could be a long afternoon at the Emirates come Sunday.
Well, they're, you know what? Like, in the games I played against Arsenal, they always had a better team than us. Until we got to the era where Bale came through, we had Modric in the team, Van der Vaart was in there. That game we beat them 3-2 at the Emirates when we were 2-0 down was about, one of the only times I stepped on that pitch at the Emirates and thought, yeah, you're not that much better than us. And it's a close team now. And, over the years, like Spurs have had the better team, during those years when it was Dele and Eriksen and so on. And now Arsenal have just, strangled it back and I've got a way better team. But there's no doubt that when that game kicks off, it's all, anything could happen. I'll tell you one thing that's really annoyed me about Spurs and about the last 4 or 5 fixtures at the Emirates, though, is they go there like it's a fun day out. They turn up and they're like, oh, we'll pop it around and everyone have a nice little touch of the ball. And I'm looking at the game thinking, it's like you lot have never seen a North London derby before. It's just good, and then Arsenal always just seem to get that first corner, that first, action in the game that lights the place up. And I'm looking forward to see what Thomas Frank brings to the table and how he sets up his team to nullify that. Because I think that, like we said at the start of the conversation, Spurs away from home, they can do the frustration thing. They can frustrate teams. So I'm hoping he does that.
Well, I think he's got to do that. I think trying to play that nice football in softer, like it's any other game, they will just get punished. They have to, get into people's faces. They have to make it ugly. They have to get some sneaky early fouls in, rough, whack, have some of that. Show them it's a derby. Get their fans singing and onside. Otherwise, it could be a whooping. It really could be.
When you was at Arsenal, were you in squads for any North London derbies or anything like that?
I can't even remember. It was that long ago.
I was thinking, did you go to any of the games like when you was in the youth team?
I'd have had to, yeah. Even in the youth team, it was fierce. Challenges going in and the kind of team talk building up to the game in the week, training. And when I was in the first team, so it was, you knew the derby was coming up. All the captains, the big players, they had a different aura about them. It wasn't, just relax and going in the game. It was like all week they were focused. Their mindset was on it. I was like training with some of them. I was like, yeah, take it easy, man. Why are you coming through me like that? It was like they was preparing. Yeah. They was getting ready to, whoever they're coming against to get into that motion. So yeah. But let's see if they've still got that up. I'm sure Arteta will have them boys laid up for it because he was playing You Never Walk Alone in training in one game. So.
Right, mate, that's it. FPL is back finally. It's been a bit of a break, but we're back now. Big, busy Christmas period ahead of us to look forward to as well. I need a win badly because I need you to be doing a forfeit next week. So good luck this week, pal. I'll see you on the other side.
You too. I hope you have a good one, but not too good. I like the way you're just falling down the ranks in the table. It's enjoyable to see. I like to see pain on your face, the misery. Ooh, yeah.
Bye.